welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. I hope yesterday's episode with Christopher Worth, you loved it. He's such a brilliant guy and he's got so much to offer. So if you haven't listened to that, make sure to go back and listen to it. Today what I want to talk about is Warren Buffett. I'm sure you all know who Warren Buffett is. Best investor of all time, in my opinion. I've read a lot of his books and books about him, and he's just absolutely brilliant, the things that he does, and obviously has a lot of great knowledge in him that has helped him get to where he is. So what I want to talk about today is, if you follow me on Instagram at Jeff Heggie Coaching, I posted something the other day about David Rule's book, Done by Noon. And Dave's going to be on some of my podcasts coming up in the next little bit. You won't want to miss those. But Dave tells a story in that book about Warren Buffett and Mike Flint. And I just want to share that because I think it really ties in to the things I'm talking about with my Momentum series. You know, Mike Flint was Warren Buffett's pilot for years and years. And one time he went to Buffett and said, you know what, I really want to get more out of life. I want to be more. I want to do more. What should I do? And Warren Buffett says, there's a few steps you need to take. Number one, sit down and write a list of your top 25 goals. Professional, personal, whatever you want. Just make a list of your top 25 goals. And so Mike did this. He put a lot of time and effort into it and really figured out what was meaningful to him, why he was setting these goals, and he made a list of his top 25 goals. And then the next thing Warren Buffett said was, okay, now it's time to make some tough choices. Go through those 25 goals and circle the top 5. Circle the most important top 5 goals that you've listed that have the most meaning, that really are going to drive you, and they're the absolutely top 5 of all those goals. So again, he went through that process, you know, figuring out which were more important than the others and figured out what his top 5 were. So at that point, he had 2 lists. He had his top 5 goals, and then he had the 20 others. So when he started talking with Buffett again, after he had figured out his top 5, he said he ensured that they were all meaningful, they were important, and those were definitely his top 5 goals. And Buffett said, okay, now what about the other 20? You've got your top 5 that you need to focus on. What about these other 20 that you have on the list? And Flint said, well, I'm going to focus on these top 5, and then when I have time, I'm going to look at these other ones. And then I'll put the time and effort into those when I can, where I can. And Buffett says, no, that's actually where you've got it all wrong. That list of 20 that aren't in your top 5, that just became your list of avoid at all cost. Now you might be thinking, wait, avoid at all cost. Those are your top 25 goals. Why would you avoid those things? If time permitted, why not do them? But what he said is, you've got your top 5 goals. Don't even consider looking at or working on those other goals until you've achieved those top 5 to begin with. And I think the message was clear. What he was saying is, you know, your time, your effort, your energy, everything you're using needs to go into those top 5 goals. You've got to focus on achieving those top 5, because we know if we put too many things on our plate, then we really don't get anything done. And so when you can really put all your focus, attention, and energy on 5 or even fewer goals, you can really put everything into it and really be successful at it. And so as you go through the Momentum series, and if you haven't got that yet, you can get it now for free at jeffhaggie.com/momentum. Sign up for it while it's free, and guarantee it's worth your while going through that. But it's going to help you get clarity, help you set your goals and future pace, and go out into the future and figure out what you need to do to achieve those things. But as you're doing that, you don't want to have 10, 20 goals that you're working on. You want to really narrow it down and be focused. And when you go through that Momentum series, it'll help you on each of those determine what your why is behind each one, and why it's so important to you, and why you need to put all your time, effort, and energy into it. So again, I think this is some valuable stuff in this book. Dave's going to be on a future podcast. I can't wait to have him on there. I'm going to put the link to his book in the show notes if you want to grab that too, so that you can get it before he's on. But really, go to jeffhaggie.com/momentum. get the momentum series, and really figure out what your goals are, your why behind each one, so that you can put your time, energy, focus, everything into those top goals and achieve them. If these are the things that you need help with, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm helping people with. Send me a DM, email me at jeff@jeffheggie.com. Let's get on a strategy call and figure out what you need to do to start achieving your bigger goals and take things to the next level. Because a lot of people are sitting back waiting right now, thinking when the pandemic ends, there's a lot of good things going to happen. There's a lot of good things happening right now. Let's get at it. So thanks for being with me. Please go out and share this with someone. I'd appreciate that. But I'll be back with you tomorrow.